Okay, screen 2. Okay, so this is Canva, right? And it is amazing for creating educational content, okay? If you look here, we have education presentations, education videos, classroom posters, Google Classroom headers, worksheets, lesson plans. It's got so much content already made, okay? I'm just going to drag my... So for example, I'll just show you. Now, this is a premium site because it's something you have to pay for. But if you join my Google Classroom, I can actually add you in it and get it for free. The reason I've got it for free is because I've got a school email and it's just got the .edu in it. But hopefully in the next semester, we can get that for all the teachers. So I'll just show you a little example. If I click on worksheets, sorry, my mouse is a bit funny. Click on worksheets. Okay, now you get such a huge selection to go through. Okay, and you can also type in, let's say, maths. Maths, okay, so there's some different math subjects here. Now with the live worksheets, I heard some people saying that, oh, they are a bit unreliable, and you're right, you know, you are kind of putting your trust into other people's worksheets, you know. But with this, it's a little bit different. So for example, I can click this worksheet and I can just drag it in there. Okay, now there's already a nice little worksheet added. They've added in some, yeah, little pictures and stuff like that. But the nice thing is that you can actually edit it all. Okay, so you can delete things, you can write your own stuff in. Yeah, you can edit quite a lot of different things on here and really sort of make some nice worksheets for your students. And if you want to put them on live worksheets, that's absolutely fine. Or send it to them directly. But yeah, you've just got thousands of worksheets on here. Okay, it's a nice little tool, and yet when you join the class, you get it all for free. So yeah, it's really handy. And also the presentations. Okay, so I know some of you are now working with PowerPoint, and yeah, it's a new thing. Okay, now with this online teaching, unfortunately, this is how it goes. When you first start using all these tools, it takes up a lot of time. So it's a learning process, you know, we're all trying to learn, we're all trying to get it quite right. But once you have got it, you know, you can actually save yourself a lot of time. So for example, okay, now I've got a class actually set up on this. They're called class SAS, Serious About Science. I let them choose a name. Okay, now we're going to look at this in the future, right? But I've been talking to some of the students, okay, and I keep hearing the same thing. They feel like it's too much Zoom, okay? So remember with the students, yeah, we might only have to teach them once or twice a day, but they are just sat at a laptop on Zoom the whole day, you know? Can you imagine, like, if you were in that position, do you think that would be a good experience, or, you know?
That's quite overwhelming, I guess.
Yeah, it's very, very overwhelming. And if you look on all the groups, it's just Zoom, 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 you know?
Yeah.
And the nice thing is you can create content for them. You can create content for them and they can do it outside of Zoom, you know? With some of the younger students, like grade 2 and 3, you know, that is a little bit more of a trickier topic because they do need quite a lot of guidance and Zoom is kind of your key to watch them. But if you can create some really nice off-screen, off-Zoom content for them to go through, they would actually really appreciate it and they will do it quite nicely. So let me show you an example of something that I've been doing. Remember we talked about Flipgrid? Remember the Flipgrid website?
What was that?
Flipgrid. I'll just show you an example of what I've got some of the students to make. I'm just going to share my screen. I'm just going to use the mouse on my laptop. It's a little bit slow. Okay, so you're on my screen now. So I'm just going to go to Flipgrid and just show you a couple of examples of what I've got some students to do. outside of Zoom in their home, and they're really enjoying it. So this is Flipgrid. It's a place where students can make videos and you can assign different content. Now I did a very, now I did something, oh, hang on, I did something very, very basic with them, okay? So we're talking about light in my science class at the moment. So just to get them sort of set up and used to it, I said, let's make a rainbow. Let's make a homemade rainbow. Okay, so here's what the task looks like. This is what it looks like as a student. Okay, creating a rainbow. I gave them a little YouTube video, how to do it, different ways. Create a home rainbow and document it. You will add your clip to the website and we will vote on the top clip. Okay, so that's the process that I'm going through now. Now, it's only a recent project, but as you can see here, okay, the students can actually view each other's work. They can comment on it, they can like it. You know, it's kind of a bit like a YouTube channel for the students and their work. So here's one from Borene. I can click on that. Hang on. So this is a video that she made on it. She's in grade 8. Just, I only made it 50. I wish I made it longer, actually. I only set it to a 20-second maximum thing, just so they didn't feel overwhelmed. I'm just going to share the sound also. So this is just a video that she made.
Start by spraying water on your wall for better luck.
One eternity later.
So that's just one quick video that she watched. Then I got another one.
Martina.
You see, so they can actually create some really nice sort of content, you know, for themselves, and they like to do it. They love doing the tech. They like to make videos and stuff like that. And that one's called Flipgrid. It's free. You can get students set up. And the thing is as well, you can also save yourself a bit of time, you know, because when you create a pre-made project, okay, you can start off with maybe 5 or 10 minutes on Zoom and say, okay, everybody, today we're going to be doing a Flipgrid exercise. You're doing a project at home on your own, okay? You give them the guidance and the instruction, and then you click send, and you give them the project, and then they're working on it themselves, you know? All you've got to do is just be there. If they have any questions or they're not sure how to use it or a little bit stuck, you can give them some guidance, okay? And even that Canva, you can actually also get them set up on there as well. Now, the best way I think to actually to approach all these different sites and stuff, there is quite a few different ones, okay, but they all have their own purposes. So I'm just going to open up. I sent a share screen. Okay, screen one. Okay, so now here it can look like a lot, okay, but it's just 5 different ideas for students, you know, 5 different sort of goals. Have communication, okay, where students are communicating. Now, I think that works very well with the Zoom and the PowerPoint. If you're starting a new topic, you know, that's the time to talk. That's the time to say, okay, what do we think about this? You know, and there's nice communication in the classroom. So that could be like, say, if you're starting a new lesson on Monday, that's how you could start it off, you know, an introduction to the topic. Then Tuesday, okay, that could be a student pace activity. So sometimes give them a little break from Zoom. Give them the worksheet to work on themselves, or a Nearpod lesson, or a Flipgrid activity, you know, something where they have to think on their own a little bit. You know, they're not just watching the screen, they've got work in front of them to do, and they've also got to be responsible and try to do it themselves. Okay, so for a Wednesday, now this is just an example, you know, just to give you a bit of an idea. This isn't like, yeah, okay. So now, this is what I feel is the hardest part about online teaching, creating team and group activities. Okay, because before, Okay, when we have a classroom, we can say, right, let's make 4 teams, split up and work together. Okay, now we can't really do that anymore. You know, we don't have the classroom, but we still need to try to do it. Okay, now something that I tried with my classroom, a very quiet class, it was grade 7. Okay, has anybody ever heard of Zoom break rooms, breakout rooms?
Oh, yeah. I use Zoom breakout rooms as punishment for grade 1.
Do
If
you?
oh yeah, it's a reverse punishment. If you don't behave, no breakout rooms at the end. They love their breakout.
Yeah,
Love their breakout room. They go
yeah,
into their
that's
little
good.
rooms, and they like to share stuff. But it's I pop in and obviously go around them. Obviously, it's grade 1, you know, so they're just developing the skills for getting around it. It's like their annotations. Their annotations, they've learned that by playing with it. So we're doing the breakout rooms the same way. So they're learning to be in a breakout room, communicate in the breakout room, sharing stuff in the breakout room. So for grade 1, that's where we're at. But they're great with it. Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of things we could actually do with it. You know, like for team activities for all our students, you know, because when you put them out in a breakout room, I'm just going to show you, if anyone hasn't seen it, I'm just going to give you a quick example of it. Okay. Just to show you, I'm going to put you in a little breakout room. Why not? Just in case someone hasn't seen it. So just from my Zoom controls, it's a setting that you have to turn on in your Zoom browser. You log it, you go to Google, log into Zoom, and you can actually enable it. So now I can make 2 rooms that splits all the teachers into 2 different rooms. Okay, so I'm just going to do it now, just to show you an example. Okay, and you're going to get sucked into these rooms. Okay, there should be an option asking you to join. Oh, I've just jumped into this breakout room. So now I can jump from room to room. You know, you can put students up and split them in a team. And then, yeah, it's a really nice feature. You know, you can put people. Oh, teacher Albert's gone. You're on your own. Yeah, I'm just gonna,
nice.
yeah, I'm just going to jump back to the other room and then I'll end it. And then, yeah, just showing you an example. There you go. Example. Just, yeah, I know you've done it before, Rob. It's just showing some of the other teachers. Really nice. We can create some good ideas with this. You know.
There is the option. Obviously with grade 1, I create the rooms. I like create 3 or 4 rooms. I give the rooms nice names and say and they know how to join different rooms. Okay, and it's all done through play activities. It's just the same as their annotation. I'm getting animating PowerPoint presentations by creating conversations. Okay, so we're learning correct English in the conversations. We're learning how to animate PowerPoint.
Rob, I'm just going to bring us all back into one room. So
Yeah.
Leave the breakout room. Okay.
Yeah, don't forget to mention about the blue button in the corner for leaving the room.
Oh yes.
And also setting the time, setting the timeout. So when you close the rooms,
that was amazing.
It's automatically set. The default is 60 seconds. Reduce it to 5 or 10.
Yeah, I've just noticed that. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, you know, there are ways we can do it. And the thing is, what really surprised me the most was when you enter these breakout rooms and you hear the conversation that students are having, you go, wow, these kids are really talking. They're really having a good chat. It's really nice, you know, and you're just sat you have your own room where students can come to you and ask you questions, and then they go back to their room. You know, it's like you're creating an environment for them. And it's just, it's the tech is there. It's just finding what's the best way to use it. You know, how can you create a team project? Put them maybe a discussion, or like, you know, for an English class, for example, You can do, you know, like a persuasive argument. You know, they have to come up with their own argument for something. The other team is going against it. You know, and then they can work together as a team, and then you can bring them together, and you have a nice kind of debate. For maths, you know, you can do something like. I used to do like quiz projects and things like that. So it's like a quiz where both students would have it and they work as a team. And whoever answers all the questions first is the winning team. You know, so I'm sure there is much better ideas than that. But that's the thing, you just kind of got to play and explore with it and see what you can come up with, you know. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go too mad today with showing you different things. So breakout rooms is one, and Canva is also a really good tool for making some content really quickly, really nice and quickly. Has anybody else been using it? I think you've been using that, Teacher Albert.
Well, I've logged in, and it doesn't say it's on a pro account, or is that hidden? I've logged in with my Google account, which is linked obviously to my Google Drive and Google Classroom.
So what I've got to do is I've just waited, because when I looked at it, only a couple teachers joined the classroom at the time. But now that there's a few more teachers in there, after this meeting, I will send you a link. I'll put it on the Google Classroom, or it'll just send to you automatically, sorry. And then you just click on join class, and then you'll have a personal account, and then you'll have a ELT school account that you sort of switch through. And on the ELT school account, you've got everything for free, you know, and it's so good for creating content. Yeah. And sometimes relying on them live worksheets can be a bit of a risk. You know, I've sent stuff to students before and they're going, teacher, this is in Spanish. I'm like, oh God, I haven't read that way. Do you know what I mean? I haven't checked it that quickly.
Well, I like the live worksheets format. The format is awesome, right? For younger learners, the drag and drop, because my 6 years old, they're on iPads. Okay, it's great for like 6 or 7 year olds or even kindergarten, and the content is quite easy to create. But it is a veritable minefield just trying to use, you know, and you'll find workshops that have thousands of people favoriting them, and you're like, God, it's awful. All the boxes are different sizes, and some of the spelling's not right.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it feels like a bit of a like live worksheets reminds me of Wikipedia a little bit. You know, yeah. it's like yeah, it's just kind of like you're taking a risk. You know, that's why I was trying to show you at the start to create your own worksheets. But if you use that Canva, you can edit all the worksheets and you just click download as PDF. You know, and
that's the best part.
Yeah,
that we can edit.
Yeah, so once yeah, I'll do it after this meeting actually, because it's coming up to 5 o'clock now. I'll add you all in, okay? And then if you don't mind, just try and log on to it, click the join the class link, and yeah, just have a little play around with it when you get some free time. And I'll guarantee, if you haven't used it before, you will be impressed. I'm still impressed with it, because you can create videos, you can create anything, super easy. I don't think it gets much easier than Canva, to be honest. You know, and we're getting it for free. So it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like free stuff, don't we? The reason I've got it is because I've still got my old school email address, you know, and that's what we're trying to get for everyone next year. A school email. So when you use things like Canva, the Nearpod and some other bits, you get all the access for free. It's really good. Yeah, so hopefully we get that sorted. So yeah, that's it, guys. Been looking at the lessons, doing a really great job, looking really good. Yeah. One more thing I'd just like to say is we have a town hall meeting coming up. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I just literally need a 30 to 40-second clip of one of your classes. Okay, so when I combine them all together with some lovely music, it's going to look really nice. But just a short little clip of, let's call it a golden moment. Maybe you're using live worksheets, maybe you're using a PowerPoint and some animations, some kind of tech. Try and record that with your Zoom. If you just click the record button take that, send it to me, even if it's a bit long and if you've recorded the whole lesson. If you send that to me and just say about halfway through, there's a nice activity we did, I'll say, okay, no problem. I'll chop it out and then combine it with all the other videos. Okay, it'd be really good, guys. You know, we need to, one of the things is, unfortunately, online teaching has kind of turned into a marketing game. You know, we also have to market our work to promote our school, get more students in. And yeah, hopefully, yeah, if we all work together on it, just take a little clip each. If anyone needs any help or wants an idea of what they can record, just let me know and I'll send you over something I think might be good for your lesson, if it's maths or science or anything like that. But yeah, and also, guys, don't forget, ask YouTube. YouTube knows everything, okay, about Canva, about Nearpod. YouTube has all the answers. All it takes is a little type. What's Nearpod? What's Canva? How do I use Canva? Boom, you'll have 1,000 videos on it, okay? So just have a little play with it sometimes. At the start, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel very long. But Teacher Dean was sat with me today, I had a meeting with him, and he was going, don't you have a class now? And I was going, yeah, they're doing it. You know, but I could have a conversation and it was free because I wasn't doing just the Zoom. You know, I gave them something to work on. Now with younger students, I understand you've got to be there a little bit. But with your older students, you know, give them a little break from Zoom sometimes. Create a bit of content for them. Maybe even like have a day for it, you know. So avoid maybe no Zoom on Wednesday. You've got Wednesday, no Zoom. If you want, you can sit in your underpants and boxers all day. You can do what you want. You can send in a message however you feel, you know. But just try to slow down a little bit. Just give them a little bit of space, you know. Give them some time to work on something. Okay, does anybody have any questions about anything or
one question. All of this relies on the students being self-motivated to learn. What are we going to do about the students that in the classroom, sit at the back, coast through and copy the work just to do it? How will this be effective at actually forcing them to learn? Because this is great for self-motivated students. This all works for self-motivated because they'll be engaged. But I mean, I'm opening up this room, guys. We know the students. We've all taught them. 10%, at least out of every class of 20, you're going to have 4 or 5 students that are only there because mum and dad have put them in school. And at home, there's nobody watching them. There's nobody standing over them telling them to do that exercise. What do we think is going to happen to them? Do we think it will motivate them? I don't know. I have no idea.
The direction I'm trying to go is fun, you know, make it fun for them, you know. You try to use a little bit more tech because, you know, I've said it before, these kids, they don't look at it the same way we do. To them, it's another arm, you know, it's nothing special, but they like to use it. And that's the thing, yeah, it's all about that hooking them in. But here is something else I was going to say. Now, in a classroom, we can reward our students for good behavior, for doing good work. We can reward them. Now, online, it's very difficult to reward students. You know, what can you do? But one of the things that I was thinking about, and something that I've been doing with some of my students, is offer them teacher vouchers. Okay, now a teacher voucher can be something like 50% off homework, delayed time to hand in the coursework, you know, just play the game a little bit with them. Give them these vouchers, you know, and before you know it, they'll be selling them to their classmates for people who want to catch up on work and stuff. But yeah, I would make some kind of like a voucher system. If you feel like some students are really drifting away and they're not motivated by anything, you know, these vouchers, yeah, discount on homework, or here's another good one, if you're brave enough to do it. Give a voucher that lets the student choose your virtual background on Zoom. Very brave one, but...
Okay, Teacher Connor, right, this one's aimed at Teacher Albert, our maths teacher. Right, I've taught some maths, and the Singaporean method is completely different to anything they were taught before. Yeah, he's nodding his head. Look at him, he's nodding his head. Teacher Albert, maths is one of those subjects where you can't, it has to be drilled into them and they have to go over and over it. How do you think this new approach will get that knowledge into them? This is, I'm not talking about the actual teaching. I'm talking about the approach where, you know, if you want to go down this road, the engagement road, which is what I'm hearing, we're engaging. At the end of the day, the lesson, maths is like physics. You don't understand it. And it has to be explained and explained and explained. And I've done this grade 6 in, like, when I had grade 6, that's now grade 7. And we were literally spending breaks and lunchtime standing in front of the board going over it because they were engaged in the classroom, and 2 or 3 of the students would come up and then their friends would, like, they'd explain it to their friends. And eventually, after all this explaining, I even had really good students explaining it in Khmer, repeating my explanation in Khmer. So there was no misunderstanding about how it was done. So, and like, so I understand what Teacher Albert teaches, and it's not easy. I mean, and at grade 8 or 9, it gets even more complicated. Okay? How is he going to do that if we're doing the more engaging lessons? That information, at the end of the day, the school is going to go and say, Cambridge, give me exams, give it to the students. We're not even writing the exams. Okay? Are we going to teach them enough to get them through the exam? Because this is where we're going to have full curriculum from Cambridge. Cambridge are going to give us the exam, and then we give it to the students. Okay, and if we haven't got that information into them so they can remember it and do it, because we're spending too much time engaging them in group activities and things like that. How do you think I'm just looking at maths. Other subjects you can do it.
Can I show you a little video quickly? So this is like how I used to approach my maths lessons. I'm not saying it's the answer, but this is the sort of approach I'd have. Okay, so I'm just going to share the sound as well. See, this is a recorded from my old school. There's enough of us here. Let's get started. Okay, so I'd go through like a explanation like this, you know, using some little flashy PowerPoint animations, and then this was the moment which I thought was really good. Like, this is what I think maths and the PowerPoint and annotations go hand in hand. So I'm just finding, okay, there we go. So yeah, well, Mr. T, you are going to work out the circumference. Okay, guys. So has anybody got any questions before they start? Is anybody not sure of how to solve the problems?
Me,
Who's me?
Mr. T.
Mr. T, okay. So for question 4, Mr. T, you are going to work out the circumference.
So what's the formula?
Yeah, go away.
Just tell me the formula, I know how.
Huh?
Just tell me the formula that I know how.
Okay, so what you're going to use, Mr. T, is you're going to use pi times the diameter, and then you're going to divide that by 2, and then you're going to add on your flat edge. So now I've given them the formula. Now you can see that all the students are drawing on the screens, they're all annotating through it. You know, it's all happening at different times. You can see you can give them feedback with the formulas. You know, and it's not just one student watching it, it's all the students watching it. And this kind of method I thought worked really well with the maths. You know, everyone's kind of engaged, and then at the end of it, I would do like a little maths battle. Yeah, so I've showed you this one before. So what I'd do is, right, this is how it's going to kind of look. I just want to know, I'd write all the names on the top first, and then I'd change the slide so all the questions appear, and I'd go. And you can see down there on the bottom, there's a little music.
Teacher Connor, this is what I would expect everybody to do on a Zoom lesson, but this is what I mean. This is live Zoom. This is sitting in front of a computer, being explained, being taught, So, and you want to shift some of this to basically self-motivation lessons, okay, which is fine for a certain percentage of maths can be done by self-governing, but those subjects where there's a lot of information, basically all the STEM fields have a lot of it get in, and it does require a larger percentage of actual FaceTime on Zoom. I believe. I'm just thinking of issues that we have. If we can think of problems now, they won't be problems further down the road. Okay, you have to plan ahead. So it's not even my subject. I'm just thinking of cases where this might have some issues, you know, for unlike Teacher Albert. Okay, so I think we have to. Would you agree? We have to be prepared to. Some subjects sometimes are actually. There's no getting away from. Here's the thing. Let me explain it. Yeah. Teacher Albert's nodding, so he's very quiet, but he is nodding.
I mean, for like team collaborations and stuff like that, what I used to do was I used to make a very mad. This is just because as I started to get into it, that's when I left the school. What I do is I'd open up PowerPoint, right, and I'd make a very odd shape. Okay, so there'd be semicircles in there, there'd be rectangles and things like that. And I'd say, right, as a team, you have to find the whole area of this shape, you know? So I'd say, plan it out. Who's going to work on the circles? Who's going to work on the hexagons and things like that, you know? Where they'd have to try and work as a team to solve it as quick as they can. Now, I'm not saying that's
a good solution. Yeah. Let them work on problems as teams. Yeah, Teacher Albert, you do. I'm not. I'm just thinking of, you know. So if that's what he's doing, if that's what Teacher Albert's doing, then that's great. I'm just. I mean, I love this whole thing of giving them more. But seriously, I've tried to do that with grade 1. Okay, now the grade 5s, once you get up there, they're more happy to work around. Grade 1s. Oh no, we want. I've said, look, you don't need to be on Zoom, and they're like, no, teacher wants to be on Zoom, right? But Nini, when I had to kick Nini out the class, like everybody's like, oh, Nini's gone, right? Yeah, and then teacher goes laughing, right? They love being on Zoom because they're seeing their friends, right? So to them, Zoom, it's not teaching time. When we do play a bit on grade 1, we do some silly stuff,
but like, you know, just just like make it a bit fun on Zoom sometimes. Have a laugh, you know, like bring them classroom moments into your Zoom classes, you know, and break rooms and things like that are really good ways of doing it. You know, when your students are all talking, they're all having fun. They're all, you know, because in a classroom, it must be quite a hard life for them now, you know, sitting at home and just looking at their screens and stuff, you know, give them a bit of talk time as well. You know, that's why I've kind of put that in there, a bit of collaboration where they can work together. You know, and it's really nice. Go on.
That's going to be my next thing. I'm then going to give them tasks to do in the breakout room, so that they get familiar with the breakout rooms. But yes, poor Nini. It's like, I felt so guilty kicking her out. It's like, you know, it's like I was saying to them, I was talking, I said, look, I have to take you out of the class because, you know, and the other students saying, oh, they've not paid money, and I was like, yeah, they've not paid. And the other students were like quite blunt with it, and I thought it was rather a sensitive subject, but the kids are going, oh yeah, they haven't paid. But okay.
It's like you think you don't want to say it, but then the students start ripping it out. You're like, oh god.
They're not very very blunt.
Yeah, but I think that's it's a very good meeting today, everyone. Like you know, just try and think outside of Zoom a little bit. Yeah, try and give them something to work on. Try and bring them as a class together, you know, and once you start getting them ideas and the kids are having fun, they'll just generally learn better. You know, when they're being creative, they're using their collaboration skills and, you know, communicating a lot. You'll see a lot more to start develop from them, you know, because now they're a bit like zombies now, some of them, you know, just yes, teacher, and hello, teacher, and goodbye, teacher. That's what it is, you know. So we need to, try and break that cycle. All right. Okay, everyone. I think sorry.
Doesn't the school require us to do like Zoom all the time, like every day for half an hour at least? Isn't it a school requirement?
I don't think so, no. And if it
Because
is,
the ones,
if it is, it's
So
a
the-
requirement that needs changing.
the lower grades that I'm teaching in the morning, every day I have to send the screenshots of my classes that I'm doing on Zoom with
Oh.
them.
Are you?
Yeah, you have to
GEP?
start Zoom and then set them off working, and then they can say, right, here's what you're doing. Off you go. You don't
For
need
some
to be on.
time, yeah.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
That was the impression I got. You have to log in, do the attendance, take a screenshot. Right, here's your project. Off you go. You can throw them into breakout rooms, or they can do it on. They have a lot of these students have groups on Telegram as well with their friends. Okay, make a group on Telegram. This is your work group. You're doing this project. Go.
Yeah,
A
that,
lot of these students even have their own Zoom apps. They can create their own Zoom rooms. Okay.
Yeah, they're a lot
Yeah,
more
thank God,
techie.
great.
They're a lot more techie than you think, than what you
Right.
let on. They'd run
Right.
rings around us probably, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah. When we give them exams, they're talking to each other in their own Telegram room, asking each other questions.
Yeah.
Teach kick out, right?
that's
We know
you,
what
this
they're
is
doing.
this is something you have to accept, yeah. They have these groups, you put homework out, it goes on a group, they copy it, and yeah, that is what we're dealing with. Yeah, it's a truth.
Oh, they even send their homework answers to everybody.
Yeah, they're all over it.
Yeah.
You know, they're all
Yeah.
over it, and you know that's
Yeah,
why you've
right.
got to try and outsmart them a bit.
My-
You know what I mean?
My YouTube channels never had so many people subscribe to it because they know that's where I upload all the videos and all the the voice content. I create a YouTube video for the listening exercise, and it says grade 5 end of term exam listening exercise, and they're all listening to it. Right? They don't know the questions, but they're listening to it.
Yeah.
One-
Yeah, they're getting used to it. You must say it's
one more
good.
thing.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, sorry. I really understand that they are all day on their devices and they got tired and everything. And what if they insist on not switching their cameras on? That's I've started recently. I mean, it's been only 2 days with my higher grades,
So
but maybe like most of the class, I don't even see them, and I don't know if they're there or not, if they're with me or not.
I mean, I keep
we
them on
do-
their. I'll show you how I keep them on their toes a little bit, right? So it's something I've started to do now, and it does add the pressure on quite a bit. They do get a bit jumpy, and they think, "Oh."
For example, if we do like if we mark them as absent, if we threaten them like I'll mark you as absent if you're not.
Yeah.